Hiya, addictive personality types. How do you stop spending too much? So using acceptance commitment therapy, if you feel that you're spending too much, that you're crossing your own moral boundaries around your spending, the value that you attach to the items that you're buying. I guess that we can look at values first of all, who and what's really important for you. That's the context. Who's to judge your spending other than it's either moving you towards or away from things that you choose to be important? And there's no right or wrong about too much spending. Spending's just spending. But it could be clean spending or dirty spending. But you get to take the perspective on this. You could take the helicopter view. You could start to look at the function of the spending rather than the item that you're buying. What's your motive behind the spending? You might just take a little step off it and say, oh yeah, I'm noticing that my motive behind my spending, or the thoughts or the storytelling machine, I'm having thoughts about the spending. I deserve it. I need it. I want it. There's a part of you able to observe the process of your spending. And this is acceptance commitment therapy, sort of looking at how we look at our own processes. When the impulse, the craving, the addictiveness is upon us, we know that it becomes a sensation, a desire. And at that point, your dopamine, the craving for the pleasure of the release from the arousal to want to do something, will be satiated by the click of a button, the press, the ordering of something. And it always works, it validates, doesn't it? So we might have to surf the urge. Maybe you could see the urge to spend, understand that it's an urge and a craving, and just surf it like you would a wave. Far out at sea, you can feel the urge, the idea building, and then the urge, and then where you would normally click the button, make the phone call, make the transaction, go to the shop, purchase the item, and then the wave crashes. Well, rather than keep being in amongst all the wave crashing all over you and end up with items that, well, it's not really about the item, is it? If you're spending too much, you're buying stuff that steps outside your values. Imagine you had a surfboard, you could surf the urge. You still get it, by the way. You still get the craving, the obsession. You just surf it. So acceptance commitment therapy, accepting uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, making space for them, looking at them, observing them. Choose your values. If money is something that you have and it has a function and a purpose, does it move you towards safety, sanctuary, family, social, hobbies? Spending money is not an issue. It's whether it's moving you under the influence of motives, of feelings, of avoiding boredom, or I need something, or I want to move away from a sensation. Mostly I'd say look at your spending and just, you're not spending too much. You don't have a spending problem. You have a not spending problem. It's the not spending that creates the problem, isn't it? It's the leaving the money in the bank, not buying the thing. It's like, abstinence from spending. That ain't much fun. It's like, bored. Boredom. It's an invitation to get more in touch with your values. If you're not overspending and it's something, there's a hole there, there's a space behind the spending, it's likely you're not fulfilling something that's important to you. Maybe somebody you love or care about isn't getting enough of your time. Maybe you've got a fear and anxiety about a job that you want to do, or a new venture, or a new hobby, or buying a house, or maybe there's a dissatisfaction or a restlessness there. Listen closely to boredom. If you don't act out on it by getting rid of it through spending, it's likely you're going to find that it's a clue. It shows up, it's a messenger. Try and listen to it. And that's another part of ACT, is choosing to notice our unwanted thoughts and feelings, not necessarily as good or bad, but maybe something we can learn from. There's a messenger in there somewhere. So anyway, we're going to go and buy now. If you've got an addictive personality like me, you don't have to overspend or underspend. You just have to notice how your addictiveness shows up and live with it and accept it and make space for it. If you fancy wanting to like or subscribe to this video, or get more of this stuff, or encourage me to put more of this stuff up online, just like it and I'll do a bit more, and I'll just keep picking on topics. If you've got an addictive personality, or you identify with that addictiveness, that impulsive, compulsive, obsessive thinking, taking an action not attached to the consequences or the morals, but you do it at any rate, ask me a question. How can I help you? What can we look at? What can we do videos on? Anything to help you have a richer, meaningful life. I better shut up, and I'm starting to waffle. Wish you all the best. Have a great day. I'm Bill Stevens. See you later.